All right. Well, we do have a couple listener questions from Ashley Autumn09. And she wants to know, what obstacles have you overcome together?
In which year?
All of them.
Can I start with a story?
Yeah.
That just like as soon as I saw this question come in, I was like, oh. So at the start of the pandemic, where we didn't really know much about it, it's still scary, but it was just very unknown. And so my daughter, for the first time ever, got sick, and she had a fever. It was really high. Had to take her to urgent care. She had to get tested, and then there was like a wait period that was much longer at that point to get results back than it is now. And I just remember just like not knowing what to do, how to feel, or anything. And our whole team was spread out all over the world. But Molly had reached out to a friend who lives in Maryland. I live in Maryland. And they arranged for that friend to go to the grocery store and pick up like Pedialyte and like chicken broth and all the things to help make my daughter feel better, because I could not like go to the grocery store and risk taking her out, and my husband works in the hospital, so I was pretty much just trying to handle it and keep it together myself. And I just remember thinking, wow, like this is my team, and everybody was constantly checking in. And like Cassie would text me, Trang would say, how's Izzy doing, Mandy was checking in, Asia was checking in, everyone was checking in, you, Rachel, checked in. And it was just such a comforting feeling, especially in that time when it was so easy to feel alone. And I think that as a team, like even though it was more of a personal situation that was happening, like they didn't just drop it and say like, oh, well, like you can figure it out and come back to work when you're ready. It was more so like, no, like we're here, we're with you, we've got this, we've got your back. And so for me, that was really big, and it spoke like huge volumes as to like who I am working with in this team, and who we are as an organization. So that's like the first thing that popped to my head whenever I read that message that came in from Ashley. I was like, oh, wow. So yeah.
Yeah, I think when one person has an obstacle, we kind of take it on as the team, and it becomes everyone's obstacle.
Yeah. That's not one of our values, but maybe should be something we propose as well in January. It's like, you can't win unless I win. We win together. It's a whole, it's a funny story that you share that, Liz, because I think that's a good example of something we do live by, that we are human beings that have jobs. There's not like this separation between personal life and professional life. Like, we are persons that are professionals, and I think that's something that happens in a lot of work environments that's very different here, that we get that we are people that have a personal life and have a job, and the two can coexist harmoniously. And especially in this field, that's something, from Skill Corps I've heard over the years is, needing a better work-life balance, needing a better, separating personal life from professional life. And we just kind of step past that idea into something that's a bit more powerful. I think that's your personal life can thrive within your professional life if you've got the right team and the right kind of communication and the right approach to handling obstacles.
This actually reminds me of something that I think is quite, of course, answering the questions, but also quite in the similar line. I remember, I think it was like back in March when, we stopped all the travels and we stopped, Skill Corps, and we were all sitting in the office, like, at our elbow table, and we have all of our teams up on the screen, and it was the first time that I ever saw Molly's broke down because all of our revenue was cut off. And we were all very emotional that day because we don't think that our work will be continue, and there was so much hardships in terms of finance and in terms of just how can we even keeping everyone safe during this time, because it's such a huge thing hitting the the whole world, not just the States, obviously. And yeah, and then I remember that day we were all just like being really sad, and then but we still have like a couple other things, like different things to do. So after that, everyone was like, okay, that's all right, we're here for it. But the next day, everyone was just back to work. Like everyone was just like, I still have this thing to do. Like no matter what happened at the Global Autism Project, I'm going to carry on with my work because I love the Global Autism Project. I love my work here. So everyone continues to work on whatever the way we're working on. And I feel like, whoa, like what keeps this going is it's crazy. It's not something physical. It's not something like material. It's definitely something that is emotional and definitely connected all of us on a much more deeper level than just the job that we do. And I feel like that was the moment when I see everyone just like back in their normal everyday habit. I was like, this is the team that I want to work with. So yeah, I think that's one of the memory that just stood out for me throughout this years of like, no matter how hard it is, how hard it takes, that we're still gonna be here because we love this place.
Yeah, when I saw that question, my answer was just like all of them, like all of the obstacles. Like I remember at one point our team WhatsApp was like, I mean, we had like family emergencies, deaths in families, like COVID. Just like it was like 2020 was like, I got one more thing for you. Hey, quick, one more thing. And it was like our WhatsApp was like, please send love and good thoughts to this person. Please send, while you're sending love and good thoughts to this person, please send them to, it was like, I was like, this is, but yeah, I mean, I've been at this a long time, and I don't think ever in my life have I been more grateful for who we have here. And, and the many people who worked here and came before. And, this is a smaller version of our team than we had a year ago, a significantly smaller version. And, it's obviously a very difficult thing when you have to cut your organization down overnight, right? This was an overnight thing for all of us. But I've just been so grateful that we've been able to be here and be here for each other through the years. And I think, one thing just for people to get is that while these are the people who are still here, not everybody was paid for the whole time that they were still here. This was a team that shifted into volunteer mode for a little while and made things work. And, we've, a few of us live in a different place than we lived in when this started. It's been such a year of transition and just, it's been a lot. I remember now I'm sort of sitting here getting present to all of the moments of this year. And I remember the moment where over Zoom, we all said goodbye to our beloved Jade, our office pup. We had closed the office, and, Jade was not here for 2020. She was, but just all those moments that we shared with each other throughout this year. And were not easy moments. They really just were not easy moments, but, the only way out was through, and so I think we're still going through to an extent, but yeah.
And speaking on that, Molly said that, the other day she was in a webinar and they were talking about family-owned businesses, like family companies where everybody is family that works there. And she was like, oh yeah, we have a family-owned business. Oh wait, no, we don't. Never mind. But it really does feel like that. It just feels like Molly said, like our group text, it's not like you text your boss and say, hey, there's an emergency. I can't come in today. They're not just going to leave it with that. It's going to be like, hey, what's going on? Do you mind if I share with the rest of the team? Is there anything I can do? Like, none of us are close to each other. Cassie and I are the closest, and we're still 30 minutes away. And, we're not really supposed to be out and about in the world. But yeah, it's nice to be able to have that safety net, I guess you could call it. I've never been afraid to text, that I'm not feeling well and won't be able to work today. And I have been in jobs before that I'm like, oh, do I do it? Do I not? Like still throwing up in the morning, like, oh, I think I can still do it, like I think I can still go in. And I feel like so many people in the field have that feeling of their day to day. And that just kind of brings us back to what we've started working on this year. I think we're just trying to get other people to feel the way that we do about work, and it's great. So I hope that one day everybody can be in this type of working environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I appreciate about our how connected we all were was our workouts, like back in when was that? May?
Oh, we need to start
Y'all
getting
dropped
them.
out.
It's like we just got to stay together, stay in the boat. All right, who can make it today?
When it was going to be 6 or 8 weeks and we were all just going to be in like amazing shape when it was over because we worked out every day together.
Like if we would have kept it up, man, this coming summer we would have all been
looking good. There you go. We all look good. I think like you remember when my to-do list was like wake up, brush my teeth, make my bed, and stay alive for the whole day.
Yeah.
That was like, I was like, if I nail those things, like I'm like, great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I didn't check my email and do work every day, but all I was going to hold myself to was like, wake up, make my bed, brush my teeth, and stay alive.
Yeah.
Like for the whole day.
Yeah. Success,
right? So yeah, it's been a little bit of a, in hindsight, 2020 has been a little bit much.
You've been watching Autism Knows No Borders. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, we'd love to hear from you, so let us know what you think in the comments section. Click here to watch this interview in its entirety. You can also find us on your favorite podcast app. Tune in each week for engaging conversations of how people across the globe are inspiring change and building community. Thanks for watching. Take care.